Seniors, if your stool looks like this, it could be a sign of cancer. Stop for a moment before you proceed with your routine. The act of flushing the toilet, a seemingly mundane daily event, could in fact be an overlooked opportunity to detect a life-threatening condition much earlier than conventional methods allow. What I am about to share with you, from my decades of experience as a medical professional, Dr. Robert, could be the crucial difference between diagnosing cancer in its treatable stages or discovering it when it has progressed too far, leaving us with limited options. I have sat across from far too many patients who, with profound regret, confessed, "Doctor, I noticed something strange months ago, but I thought it was nothing. I wish I had come in sooner." Your body, even now, might be silently broadcasting critical warning signals, signals that are quite literally being washed away with every flush. The matter that leaves your body provides a remarkably direct and often early insight into your internal health, sometimes revealing what's happening months, even years, before you feel any discomfort, before any pain manifests, and long before standard blood tests can pick up on anomalies. What is particularly concerning, and frankly what keeps me up at night, is that the most dangerous types of stool, those that can herald advanced cancer, don't always present as overtly alarming. Sometimes the signs are incredibly subtle, so much so that a person might notice a slight oddity, acknowledge it briefly, and then dismiss it from their mind. However, and this is where hope truly lies, if you are equipped with the knowledge of what to look for, you gain a powerful tool for early detection. Being able to identify these critical warning signs early on can transform the prognosis, as timely intervention often involves simpler treatments and leads to survival rates exceeding 90%. Think of your toilet bowl as a sophisticated, free daily screening mechanism, provided you understand how to interpret its output. In the coming discussion, I will guide you through the visual cues you need to observe, and more importantly, the changes that you must never disregard. Even something as basic as the color of your stool can offer profound insights into the health of your bile ducts, the functionality of your liver, the condition of your pancreas, and the presence of any internal bleeding that you cannot otherwise perceive. Similarly, the shape, consistency, and overall type of your stool can convey vital information, ranging from the presence of parasitic infections and inflammatory conditions to the more serious indication of cancer. To further enhance your understanding and empower you with actionable steps, I will conclude by presenting 3 straightforward strategies that you can implement starting today to bolster your gut health. To facilitate a clear understanding of these observations, medical professionals utilize a standardized system known as the Bristol Stool Scale. This scale categorizes stool appearance into 7 distinct types, from extremely hard pellets to entirely liquid consistency. I strongly advocate for printing this scale and displaying it discreetly in your bathroom. There is absolutely no shame in utilizing this medical tool. Rather, it is a proactive measure that empowers you to take an active role in monitoring your personal health. When your stool presents as type 1, characterized by very hard, separate pellets resembling rabbit droppings and experiencing difficulty during bowel movements, this is a clear indicator of constipation. This signifies that your intestines have retained fecal matter for an extended period, leading to excessive drying within your colon. Such prolonged retention can result in pain during defecation, the development of hemorrhoids, anal fissures, and can contribute to systemic inflammation throughout your body. At the other extreme of the spectrum lies type 7, characterized by completely liquid diarrhea, which suggests that your intestinal transit is occurring too rapidly, hindering the proper absorption of essential nutrients. Ideally, what you should observe is stool that is well formed, but possesses a soft, pastel-like consistency. It should neither be excessively hard nor liquid, and its color should be brown. The characteristic brown hue of stool is a direct result of the digestive process. As food journeys from your stomach into your intestines, it mixes with bile, which is initially greenish. During digestion, this bile undergoes a transformation, culminating in the familiar brown color that signifies healthy digestion. However, and this is an area that I find is often inadequately explained by many medical practitioners, simply having a normal form and color is insufficient. The frequency of your bowel movements plays an equally critical role. The general recommendation is to aim for a complete bowel movement on a daily basis, ideally around the same time each day. While some individuals may naturally have a bowel movement every other day, and if this has been your consistent pattern with a feeling of complete evacuation afterwards, it can be considered within your normal range. Nevertheless, when more than 2 or 3 days pass without a bowel movement, or if you experience a sudden and unexplained alteration in your usual bowel habits, this constitutes a significant warning sign that warrants immediate attention. These shifts in bowel frequency are not arbitrary occurrences. They can signal various underlying issues, including intestinal blockages, hormonal imbalances such as thyroid dysfunction or menopausal effects, the impact of chronic stress, adverse reactions to certain medications, insufficient intake of fiber or water, or even dysfunctions within your liver or pancreas. Therefore, form, color, and frequency are the 3 indispensable pillars of stool assessment. Now, let us delve into some specific danger signs that demand your keen observation. Healthy stool typically emerges with a normal thickness, roughly approximating the diameter of a banana. If you consistently notice your stool appearing thin, narrow, or pencil-like, this can be an indicative sign that something is partially obstructing or narrowing the intestinal passageway. It is important to note that this observation does not automatically equate to cancer. Other contributing factors could include a low-fiber diet, the presence of diverticula, or even an anal fissure that causes you to unconsciously tighten your anal sphincter. However, it is also a potential indicator of a growing tumor. If you repeatedly experience thin, pencil-like stools, especially if this represents a departure from your normal bowel habits, it is imperative to consult a physician promptly. Upon completing a bowel movement, you should experience a distinct sensation of complete emptying and a feeling of relief in your lower abdomen. Many individuals, particularly as they age, find themselves spending extended periods on the toilet because they never achieve a sense of full evacuation. This condition, often referred to as evacuatory dysfunction, is particularly prevalent in women post-menopause. Another symptom that should raise concern is a persistent urge to defecate throughout the day, even after you have already had a bowel movement. This sensation is known as tenesmus, and it suggests that your intestines have not emptied completely or are experiencing inflammation. For those seeking relief from constipation, I offer a specific recommendation. Immediately upon waking in the morning, before consuming anything else, drink a full large glass of water. This simple action helps to stimulate your intestinal system. Throughout the day, continue to drink an additional glass of water every 1 to 2 hours, ensuring you stop approximately 2 hours before your intended bedtime. To address constipation and promote regularity, gradually increase your dietary fiber intake. Incorporate 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds or ground flax seeds into your yogurt or oatmeal. Furthermore, include fruits known for their natural laxative properties, such as prunes, papaya, especially with the seeds, kiwi, and apples, consumed with their skin. I frequently advise my patients to prepare a daily green juice consisting of celery, apple, and fresh ginger. Drinking 1 to 2 glasses of this juice per day can be highly beneficial. If diarrhea persists for longer than 4 weeks, it is classified as chronic diarrhea and necessitates a comprehensive medical investigation. This is crucial to rule out conditions such as colitis, inflammatory bowel diseases, chronic parasitic infections, polyps, or other significant gastrointestinal issues. Persistent diarrhea can lead to dehydration and malnutrition, and it invariably points to an underlying cause that requires appropriate treatment. Now, let us address variations in stool color, If your stool appears green, this is generally not a cause for alarm. It typically indicates that food is passing through your intestines too quickly, not allowing sufficient time for the bile to convert from its green to its characteristic brown color. Alternatively, consuming a significant quantity of dark, leafy green vegetables, such as spinach or broccoli, can also result in green stools. However, if your stool exhibits a yellowish or pale, clay-like or whitish appearance, and this persists for more than 2 or 3 days, it can be indicative of impaired fat digestion, a parasitic infection, or issues related to your pancreas, liver, or bile ducts. A common concern regarding floating versus sinking stools has been a source of confusion for many years. Previously, it was believed that floating stools were a definitive sign of serious illness. However, current medical understanding indicates that the buoyancy of stool, whether it floats or sinks, is not a significant indicator on its own. Stools tend to float primarily due to an increased gas content. What truly matters are the stool's form, consistency, frequency, and any notable deviations from your personal baseline. We have now arrived at the most critical aspect of this discussion. What constitutes the single most perilous type of stool? The scenario that represents a true medical emergency is when your stool appears exceptionally dark, almost black, with a tar-like or coal-like consistency. This condition is medically termed melena, and I cannot overstate the seriousness of this sign. Melena typically signifies significant bleeding occurring in the upper regions of your digestive tract, specifically your stomach or small intestine. As the blood traverses through the digestive system, it undergoes partial digestion, which imparts the characteristic black, tarry appearance. Potential causes for this can include a bleeding ulcer in the stomach, bleeding from intestinal diverticula, or small blood vessels within the intestine, or in some instances, occult bleeding from a hidden cancerous growth within the digestive tract. The black tarry consistency is a strong indication that the bleeding is substantial. If you ever observe black tarry stools, do not hesitate. Do not postpone contacting your doctor until the following day. Proceed directly to an emergency room, or if it is during office hours, contact your physician immediately. I have witnessed patients who delayed seeking medical attention for black stools, and by the time they presented for care, they required blood transfusions and emergency surgical intervention. Do not let this be your fate. There is another critical color-related warning sign: bright red blood. If you notice bright red blood on your toilet paper, on the surface of your stool, or interspersed within it, this also demands prompt medical evaluation. Bright red blood typically suggests bleeding originating from the lower portions of your intestinal tract, specifically the colon or rectum. While this can sometimes be attributed to relatively minor issues such as hemorrhoids or a small anal fissure, bright red blood can also be an indicator of polyps developing in your colon. Polyps initially begin as benign growths, but certain types have the potential to evolve into cancerous tumors over time. Furthermore, bright red blood can be a direct manifestation of existing colon cancer. It is crucial to understand that blood in your stool, irrespective of its color, should never be casually dismissed as simply hemorrhoids. It warrants a thorough medical examination, which will likely include a colonoscopy. Now, I would like to present you with 3 highly effective strategies to proactively safeguard and enhance your intestinal health starting today. These are simple, sustainable habits that, when consistently practiced, can profoundly improve your digestion, boost your energy levels, and elevate your overall sense of well-being. Strategy number 1: incorporate physical movement into your daily routine. If your lifestyle involves prolonged periods of sitting or lying down, your intestinal system can become sluggish and less efficient. Your colon requires physical activity to function optimally. Even a brisk 20 to 30-minute walk each day, engaging in gentle stretching, or maintaining a reasonable level of activity while performing household chores can make a significant difference. Physical exertion stimulates the natural peristaltic contractions of your intestinal muscles, which are essential for propelling waste material through the digestive tract. Therefore, make daily movement a non-negotiable aspect of your health regimen. Strategy number 2. Schedule at least one colonoscopy after reaching the age of 50, even if you feel entirely healthy. Current medical guidelines now recommend commencing screening at age 45, and even earlier if you have a family history of colon cancer. Colorectal cancer ranks among the most prevalent and deadly forms of cancer, and it typically progresses slowly and silently. It is entirely possible to have a tumor developing for years without exhibiting any noticeable symptoms until the cancer has reached an advanced stage. The empowering aspect of colorectal cancer is that it is one of the most preventable cancers. Almost all colon cancers originate as small benign growths known as polyps. A colonoscopy provides the capability to identify and remove these polyps before they have the opportunity to transform into cancer. This procedure is, in essence, cancer prevention, not merely detection. If your colonoscopy results are entirely normal, you will typically be advised to repeat the procedure in 10 years. While the preparation process, which involves cleansing your colon the day before with a strong laxative solution, can be unpleasant, that single day of discomfort has the potential to literally save your life. Strategy number 3, and this is arguably the most impactful. Actively protect and nourish your intestinal microbiota on a daily basis. Your gut microbiota is a complex and dynamic ecosystem comprising trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, and fungi that reside within your intestinal tract. When you diligently care for this intricate ecosystem, it functions as a highly trained internal defense force, working tirelessly on your behalf, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me elaborate on the crucial roles these microorganisms play. They are instrumental in breaking down and digesting food, particularly fibrous materials that your own digestive enzymes cannot process. They are responsible for synthesizing essential vitamins, including various B vitamins and vitamin K. They play a pivotal role in strengthening and regulating your immune system, with approximately 70% of your immune system's activity located within your gut. They exert influence over your mood and mental health by producing neurotransmitters such as serotonin. Furthermore, they impact your weight management, metabolism, inflammatory responses throughout your body, energy levels, and even cognitive functions like memory. When your gut microbiota is healthy and well-balanced, you experience a profound sense of well-being. You possess abundant energy, your digestion operates smoothly, and your immune system effectively protects you. Conversely, when this delicate balance is disrupted, a condition known as dysbiosis, your entire body can suffer. You may encounter a range of issues, including persistent digestive problems, increased susceptibility to infections, exacerbation of chronic inflammatory conditions, mood disorders, unwanted weight gain, brain fog, and debilitating fatigue. The question then becomes, how do you actively support and protect this vital ecosystem? Firstly, it is imperative to avoid substances and practices that actively damage it. The most significant culprit in this regard is the inappropriate use of antibiotics. While antibiotics are life-saving medications, when prescribed for genuine bacterial infections, they are regrettably overprescribed, particularly for viral infections against which they have no efficacy. Every course of antibiotics, even when necessary, unfortunately eradicates beneficial gut bacteria along with the harmful ones. It can take weeks and sometimes months for your gut to recover, and in some instances, it may never fully return to its pre-antibiotic state. Therefore, it is essential to only take antibiotics when they are unequivocally necessary for bacterial infections, and not for every minor cold or transient illness. To actively foster and support your gut microbiota, it is equally important to consistently incorporate probiotics and prebiotics into your diet. Probiotics are live, beneficial bacteria that you consume. The most effective dietary sources of probiotics are fermented foods. Examples include plain, unsweetened yogurt with live and active cultures. Always check the label. Kefir, a fermented milk drink that boasts an even greater diversity of bacteria than yogurt, and fermented vegetables such as sauerkraut, kimchi, and traditional pickles. Kombucha, a fermented tea beverage, is another excellent option. Aim to include at least one serving of fermented foods in your diet each day. Prebiotics are just as vital as probiotics. They serve as the essential food source that fuels your beneficial gut bacteria. These are types of dietary fiber that your body cannot digest, but which your gut bacteria can readily ferment. When your gut bacteria consume these fibers, they proliferate and thrive, enhancing the overall health of your microbiota. You can find prebiotics in simple, everyday foods. Slightly underripe bananas, in particular, are rich in prebiotic fiber. Other excellent sources include apples, whole oats, brown rice, onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, all types of seeds, fruits consumed with their skins, and a wide array of vegetables. The beauty of this approach is that you are not reliant on expensive supplements. Instead, you are simply consuming real, whole foods that have been a cornerstone of the human diet for millennia, thereby nourishing the beneficial bacteria that are crucial for maintaining your health. This represents true preventive medicine, and you have complete control over its implementation, starting with your very next meal. To summarize, prioritizing your digestive health and understanding the warning signs it presents is not merely about the well-being of your intestines. It is fundamentally about safeguarding your overall health, enhancing your quality of life, and potentially extending your lifespan. Your digestive system is intricately interconnected with every other system in your body. When it functions optimally, you feel well. My intention is to empower you with knowledge, not to instill fear. Knowledge is indeed power, and you now possess the insights needed to effectively monitor your own health, recognize early warning signs, and take proactive measures before minor issues escalate into significant health challenges. Begin paying attention today. Each time you use the bathroom, take a brief moment to observe. Make this a consistent habit. Your health is your most valuable asset, and you have far more control over it than you might realize. Small, consistent actions, when performed over time, lead to profound and lasting results. Do not postpone your commitment to digestive health until a serious problem arises. Start now, today, with your very next meal and your very next trip to the bathroom. I am Dr. Robert Harrison, and my purpose is to provide you with the information and the tools necessary to take ownership of your health and to live your longest, healthiest, and most vibrant life possible. If you have found this video to be informative and helpful, please consider sharing it with your friends and family members, especially those over the age of 50, who would greatly benefit from this vital information. Thank you for your time and attention, and I look forward to continuing this journey toward optimal health with you in our next video.